Thanks so much for having me. I will be closing out the presentations today with a focus on what we can do to get toxic chemicals out of the Salish Sea, both through market initiatives and also policy approaches. So I'm with Toxic Free Future, which is an NGO based in Seattle. We also have offices in New York and DC. We advocate for the use of safer products, chemicals, and practices, which we do through 3 programs: scientific research, original scientific research that we publish in peer-reviewed journals. We do policy advocacy, both in Washington state and at the federal level. And we do market transformation work with our Mind the Store campaign. Sorry, there we go. Been at this since 1981, and we've identified 4 elements that are necessary as a framework for a safer marketplace. The first is commitment. So whatever the organization, whether it's a retailer, a manufacturer, or a state government, there needs to be a commitment from the highest levels of leadership, not only to move away from the most toxic chemicals, but also to move toward inherently safer solutions. Without a comprehensive commitment, individual actions can be piecemeal and not real progress. Second, we need transparency all the way through the supply chain, from chemical manufacturers to product manufacturers to retailers to consumers, regarding the chemicals and materials in products. That way, the chemicals and materials used can be assessed for hazard, and people at every point along the supply chain can make informed choices about what they want to purchase. Third, ban the bad. When we know that chemicals are highly toxic, they should be taken out of commerce. And this should happen through regulation. In practice, the regulatory system moves slowly, so we also need manufacturers and retailers to put in place voluntary restrictions on the products that they make and sell in advance of government action. And finally, solutions. We don't want to phase out of one well-known toxic chemical and replace it with another that's less well-known, but just as toxic. We want to go well beyond a claim that a product is free of some toxic chemical. A safer solution is one where the hazard has been assessed and it's less hazardous, where the product performs well, and where the product is available or it can be scaled up to be in the marketplace. So a safer solution could be an alternative chemical, a material, or a process. For example, thermal receipt paper used by retailers often contains toxic bisphenols. And we do have safer forms of paper receipts, but an e-receipt would be another possible safer solution. We use the 4 essential elements framework across our advocacy, and it's on a Washington state initiative, but I first want to flag our market work. The main tool we use for our market work is the retailer report card, which does a detailed evaluation of major retailers in the US and Canada on their progress towards safer chemicals in the products they sell, and then gives each of them a letter grade. We've spent the past few years to revise the criteria for the card, pulling them into alignment with the 4 essential elements. We've placed an increased emphasis on safer solutions, really calling on the retailers to make sure that they know that what they're selling is safe. The next version of the retailer report card will be coming out at the end of the summer. You'll be able to find it on our website at retailerreportcard.com. To be clear, the report card does not give a detailed guide about the safety of specific products, but it will tell you what steps different retailers are or are not taking to ensure that the products they sell are safe. And then you could use that information to help you choose where you shop. So next, initiatives. And again, here I'm going to focus on a program in Washington state. You might be asking, why not focus at the federal level? We do work at the federal level. We've changed where we can, but in short, the gears that very slowly. State level policy can be much more nimble and often serves as the testing ground for all kinds of policy initiatives. Because manufacturers don't sell state-specific products, state policy can also be incredibly powerful, prompting change in product design for, at minimum, the whole US market. So you might recognize this picture, remember this incident. This is Tahlequah, who was a southern resident orca. In 2018, carried her dead calf for 1,000 miles in 17 days. And along with the reports that Ruth mentioned of the Orca Task Force, the public response to Tahlequah prompted the passage of 5 bills in 2019 designed to protect salmon and orcas. And one of these laws addressed the impact of toxic chemicals on the salmon and orca populations, called Safer Products for Washington. It gives the Washington State Department of Ecology the authority to regulate chemicals and products. So this is a new authority. Before, any ban, like for example, mercury in thermometers, would have to be passed by the legislature, but now it can be done as a regulation. It also allows ecology to regulate chemicals by class. This is important because when a single chemical is phased out, another structurally similar is often used as a replacement. So we saw this, for example, with BPA being replaced by BPS, which is also toxic. And by regulating a class of structurally similar chemicals, ecology can have a much greater, faster impact. So this is how it works. I'm going to go through very quickly because we're short on time. There are 5-year cycles where first there are 5 priority chemicals or chemical classes chosen by ecology. For each of those chemical classes, priority products are chosen. For each priority product, ecology looks for safer solutions that are safer, feasible, so they have to work and they have to be available on the marketplace. And then for each chemical product combination, ecology makes a regulatory determination. So they've got 3 choices. 1, no action. If they don't find a safer solution, they can require reporting of the chemicals of concern and products. That goes to ecology, or they can restrict the chemicals of concern and priority products. So this briefly is what that looks like. This is cycle 1. These were the 5 classes of chemicals that were chosen, and then I'll just run through this with PFAS, which other speakers have talked about. These were the priority products that ecology looked at. And again, they had to look for safer solutions for each priority product, safer solutions for PFAS in that product. Found them for 3. Where they didn't find it, it was there's a theme that runs through. They were not able to determine the chemical makeup of the alternatives. If you don't know what the chemicals are in the alternatives, you can't assess them for hazard, and so then you can't determine whether or not it's safer. So then here's the regulatory determination. Where safer solutions were identified, they restricted PFAS in those priority products, and where safer solutions weren't identified, they're requiring reporting. So this is what the whole cycle 1 looked like, just so you get an idea. There were 10 restrictions passed for these 10 priority products. Those are going into effect in 2025, 2026. And then we've got the reporting requirements. So then there are PFAS priority products that the legislature asked ecology to look at in cycle 1.5. And these regulatory determinations are actually coming out, we expect, tomorrow. And then finally, and this is where you can take action. We're in cycle 2 now. These are the proposed chemical classes that ecology will look at in cycle 2. You see 6 ppd there. Also cyclic volatile methylsiloxanes, those are replacement for PFAS. All of these are aquatic toxicants. They're also toxic to humans. The next step will be choosing priority products and then going through that analysis for safer solutions. So the action step is we have a petition here. You can get it through this QR code. It will also be in the chat, and it'll come in a follow-up email where you can tell ecology and to ban those chemicals of concern to protect both humans and the environment. Thanks very much.